Good morning. Nothing to report yesterday. Not going to be playing the EFL Cup anytime soon. Bit of a goal fest, but just not getting involved. Professional Development League, it's known for over 2.5 goals, all dependent on when the second goal came and when the first goal came. When you're playing over 2.5 goals, if you can get a goal before half time, you'll at least break even. Entry point for overs for me, 20 minutes would be a good entry point. It's all determining the exit point. So this is not a good over 2.5 goal play, despite there being 2 goals, is it? 98th minute. But it's a league known for overs. Today, it's the second legs of the Europa League and the Europa Conference League. Now, if you head off to FOT Mob or Flash Score, you've got the first leg scorelines in brackets, which is very useful indeed. So we can take an immediate look. KUPS against RFS, good result for them in the opener. I just want to make sure that scoreline's correct. So now we have the first leg result. It's all about the odds. 2.25, so that's lukewarm, isn't it? 3-1 lead for Jutland from the first leg against Fredrikstad. 3-3 at the weekend, again from a winning position, cocking it up because this is so important. They take their eye off the ball domestically. Happens so often. So Fredrikstad, this is another one of those matches where Fredrikstad are likely to be the underdog, and heavily so. It's a 2-goal deficit, but like Viking yesterday, if they can score first, make it 3-2, and before half-time, the complexion of the match suddenly changes completely, doesn't it? There'll be only 1 goal in it. Normally, when I see this, I would like to see Fredrikstad more keen with the market, but no, big outsider. 2-0 lead for Brann against Hacken. Not quite Red Bull Salzburg, are they, Hacken? Good result for Brann, considering they were away from home. Home advantage now. And again, 1.7 home favourite. Noah, Partley Arc, 1-1 from the first leg. So the Lincoln Red Imps are not expected to travel well from Gibraltar. Good first leg, though, for them to stay in. 0-0, all to play for Wolfsburg and PAOK Thessaloniki. And it's a market which can't pick the winner. Breidablik and Zrinjski Mostar, 1-1 from the first leg. This was one where I was 1 goal away from a £90 payout. Obviously, Zrinjski were the favourite in the first leg. Breidablik scored first, got an equaliser, but now it's parity again. This is a market which is not too confident in these Europa League fixtures second legs, is it? 2.25, 2.25, 2.25. It's just non-committal. Yes, they've picked a favourite, but it's hardly a resounding favourite, is it? So it's a difficult evening. Dritter and Steaua Bucharest, all to play for. If you can score 2 goals, you can score a third. Dritter will be having that mindset this evening. Utrecht and Servette. This is what you expect of a Dutch side. Goals. Servette from Switzerland. Again, it's that 3-1 element. All Servette have to do is to score the next goal, and the complexion of the match changes completely. But with the other 3-1, you've got an emphatic home side at exactly the same odds. Midtjylland 3-1 up, Utrecht 3-1 up, and 1.44 favourites. So they're not expecting that second goal. But the market has been getting a lot of these early legs completely and utterly wrong. So I wouldn't fear that. Maccabi Tel Aviv 2-1 up against Hammer and Spartans. They were shorter priced in the first leg and a shorter price today. Yes, they came from behind to get the win late on, but the in-play stats weren't showing, and that's why I didn't do it as a trade. But you have been warned. They made their odds count, and they made their quality count coming from behind. 2 very, very late wins, but that sets them up nicely. They are obviously the better side of the 2. Shakhtar Donetsk and Pana, everything to play for. This is Panathinaikos knocked out by Rangers from the Champions League. 0-0 from the first leg. Shakhtar Donetsk, the Ukrainian giants. Difficult one to pick. What does the market say? 1.7 for the home favourite. Braga and Cluj. 2-1 lead for Braga from the first leg. Expected to be short priced. Indeed they are. So there's a lot of 1.3 and lower home favourites today. The market's very emphatic. But these are difficult matches to weigh up. Cluj, they're okay in Romania, but outside, we don't know. Legia Warsaw and Larnaca. Wow, that was a complete shock result. A 1-4 for Larnaca. Not even a red card included in there either. So Legia Warsaw, this is a 3-goal deficit and we've got an odds-on favourite. That suggests the market expects a comeback of sorts. Does suggest to me as well a goal before half-time. Quite logically, isn't it? If you're a 3-goal deficit, your odds-on favourite, you're at home, got to score before half-time. And then you bring the deficit down and then you can reinvestigate the second half. So that Legia Warsaw, absolute standout. Odds-on favourite with a 3-goal deficit. Goal before half-time. Surely, and don't call me Shirley. Conference League qualifiers. It's like War and Peace, this. It goes on and on and on and on. So we've got 2.15 Astana. Borat's boys are playing Lausanne today. 1-3 Lausanne win from the first leg, so they don't have to panic, Mr. Mannering. But Astana must score the first goal. Possible score before half-time as well, just to narrow that gap for the second half assault on the 2-3. Ararat Armenia and Sparta Prague, huge gap in class, quite obvious. Ararat likely to be underdog today, 4.75 indeed. Saba and Levski Sofia all to play for, only 1-goal deficit, so they're going to have to be very careful. 3-2 for Levadia Tallinn against Differdenga from Luxembourg, who were the favourite in the opening match. So that was a good result for Levadia. I think Differdenga was certainly getting involved because I do remember laying Levadia very, very late on, 1.09, 1.06, suggesting that Differdenga were giving it a good shot late on. And they've been dismissed today. They're not an even favourite. Is that the market correction? Is that the market getting the Estonians completely wrong in the first leg? But this lot scored 2 goals. Don't forget, and they were going for it at the end of the first leg. So I think that is wrong. 1.75. I think Differdenga will be competitive this evening. Only have to score the 1 goal. Shotler are playing Anderlecht today. 3-0. That's what you'd expect. You expect Anderlecht to go a little bit deeper in Europe, at least. But Shotler were more competitive in the Champions League a few seasons ago, playing the likes of Real Madrid. So they might have something in the locker today. They are 3.8 outsiders, which is, I think there might be something left in this match for Shotler, but I didn't shoot the deputy against Anderlecht. Győri against AIK. Good result for Győri, the Hungarian side. It's a late goal. Just keeps them alive against the Swedish side. Are they favoured today with home advantage? No. Well, it's 2.38 the favourite. That tells you 2.4 the favourite, 2.38 the favourite. Tells you that 2.35 there. Tells you that the market can't really pick a winner and can't pick a weakness in either of the two sides. Hammarby and Rosenborg all to play for this Scandinavian match. I can't pick a winner. Can the market? 1.91. They've gone for the home side. Very difficult to play. Ammonia Nicosia against Alat's emphatic 4-0 lead. Be careful. They can afford to lose 3-0 and still go through. This is all about playing the aggregate scores on the Diana doors. So be careful. Ammonia Nicosia could lose today and still go through. But they are expected to continue their goal scoring feats. 3-0 for Policia against Paxi, I think from Hungary. You know what you need from the home side. Are they favoured? Well, 2.1, they are favourite, but it's not a strong favouritism. But again, a 0-3, if you're favourite at home, you'll be looking for a goal before half-time. So that would be another one. We'll be potentially targeting a breakthrough before half-time. Arda Karzali sounds like a Georgian side against Kunu Zalgiris. 1-0 lead, very tenuous, so plenty to play for there. Beitar Jerusalem against Riga, 2.35 the favourite. So the market's giving Jerusalem a chance here. Again, a 3-goal deficit, home advantage, must get a goal before half-time if you're to retain an interest in this second leg tie. Brøndby against Vikingur Reykjavik. This is a shock result for me. Or am I just being dismissive of the Icelanders? Or am I over-egging Brøndby because I know Brøndby from Denmark? Well, the market's expecting a complete reversal here. So that's another one to factor in. Look at that. 3-0 down, 1.25 home favourite. Expect goals before half-time. Logically, it makes sense. You've got to get a goal before half-time. Or two. So we'll be looking at that today. Vaduz and AZ Alkmaar, well, far too good. Likely to be far too good as well. I think this is a Swiss side or it's a Liechtenstein side. But AZ Alkmaar, goal heroes, again, likely to fill their boots if they fancy it this evening. AEK Athens against Aris Limassol. This is a strange result for me. I thought the Cypriots would be a weaker side against the Greek giants. But no, it's as you were. And AEK, a 1.5 favourite today, expected to do the job. Besiktas against St. Pat's, well, nothing more to say. St. Pat's are scoring 2 goals domestically at last, but against sides they've scored 2 goals against in the past. They're going to be outdone. Welcome to hell for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side against a very poor goal-scoring unit. Completely outdone. Bye-bye, St. Pat's. Maccabi Haifa against Rakow Chesiu, unpronounceable name. The Polish champions, plenty to play for. I don't think this lot will be a strong favourite at all. Maccabi Haifa. I think we've got a chance for Rakow. Indeed, they're favourite today. So that would certainly be on the roster. Looks like we've got some good angles, doesn't it, this evening? Grodno against Klaksvik. 2-0 lead for Klaksvik. Home favourite, must get a goal before half-time. Celje against Lugano. Lugano from Switzerland. I wouldn't have expected them to get trounced so much here. But the Slovenians or Slovakians, Celje, 2.1 favourite. But they might allow Lugano to score. They can tolerate a 4-0 loss, don't forget. 0-0, of course, suits them as well. Plenty to play for. Silkeborg, we know, domestically. And Jagiellonia from Poland. So 1 goal in it, plenty to play for. Spartak Trnava, are they favourite? Because they're 3 goals down. Indeed they are. So we've got yet another favourite 3 goals down. This is a real pattern to look for because, of course, goal before half-time to bring this back to parity. Or not parity, but give them a chance to bring it back to parity. Got to get a goal before half-time. Dundee United's superb performance against Rapid Vienna, but this could be their downfall, I think. Scottish sides not expected outside of Scotland to do anything in Europe, to be perfectly honest. Fascinating match, well poised. Rapid Vienna, the slight odds-on favourites there. Dinamo City against Hajduk Split, competitive match for Dinamo City. Another one, it was a trade in the first leg. Dinamo City scoring first, Hajduk getting the win at strong odds-on. So that could be worth looking at today. If Dinamo City score first again, Hajduk will have to respond. Don't forget, Hajduk only need a 1-1 if they concede first to go through on aggregate. Remember the aggregate scores. Doesn't mean they have to win to go through, does it? Linfield against Vikingur. Linfield from Northern Ireland, given a chance here today. We will see. Austria Vienna 3-4 against Banach Ostrava, an absolute humdinger from the first leg. 1.53 home favourite today. That's a little weak for me if Banach Ostrava are scoring 4 goals against you. We will see. Ignacio against Ljubljana, 0-0 from the first leg, all to play for. Hibs against Partizan, excellent performance in the first leg away from home. Classy performance from the third best side in the SPL, or the best side if you take the Old Firm away. So expect them to put this to bed hopefully this evening. Santa Clara, the pork and cheese against Larne from Northern Ireland, I think it is. As obvious as you'd expect away from home. Just need to put this to bed this evening. Shamrock Rovers have plenty to work for. They're a goal down and they got home advantage and they're odds on today as well. So watch out. Possible recovery from Shamrock today. Virtus against Melsami, all to play for 2-3. So it's a fascinating coupon this evening. And you've seen a lot of sides 3-0 down are odds on favourite. Take the hint. And that's your angle for a logical play in the first half. I'll be around for members of footballtradingprofits.com from 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock onwards. Nothing more to say, to be honest. Apart from to remind you the US Open is with us very soon. And with the US Open comes quality tennis to trade, comes the men's 5-setters, and comes plenty of angles. This Cinnamon is likely to be incredibly competitive in the US Open. He's going to have a good tester today against Algo Liciem. Elsewhere, Corey Goff, 1.08, comes with expectations, doesn't it, of a straight 2-set lead. Look out for Americans in America. Shelton. Is he going to be performing? If Lehecka wins the first set, yes, be looking at that. Similar story. Goff expected to dominate probably the rankings as well. That's it from me. I will see members of Football Trading Profits from about 3 p.m. and look at all of those 3-0s, as I say, particularly the ones where we've got an odds-on favourite, 3 goals down or 2 goals down. Logic suggests at least a breakthrough before half-time. Okay? Got to get the goal before half-time. Now, the way to play that, if you wait for 10-15 minutes for a goal for a 0-0, that will enhance the first half goals markets and allow you to have a little bit of value in there. Or you could play straight off the bat by laying the draw in the half-time market, laying the 0-0, or laying first half goals 0.5 in the half-time market, laying the 0-0 in the half-time score market, or backing the team 3 goals down in the half-time market. Plenty of elements to think about. So I'll see you later on, 5 p.m. or 3 p.m. or 4 p.m, whenever the first match kicks off. Have a great day. It looks a very competitive set of fixtures and it looks like we've got lots of potential trading angles this evening. Have a great day.